Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn. The Kamala Harris show is in full swing, and it's a train wreck you can't look away from. Our senior vice president thought she could take on Ron DeSantis over hurricane response. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well. We've got lies. We've got backstabbing, and we've even got a cameo from good old Joe Biden. It'll make you really wonder who's running the circus. So buckle up, folks. This political storm makes Hurricane Milton look like a summer breeze. Now, speaking of storms, let's talk about something that is wreaking havoc on men's bodies across America. No, it's not Kamala Harris, but you might think, you're doing everything right, hitting the gym, eating clean, but there's an invisible enemy sabotaging your gains. It's not stress, it's not age, it's a common food that absolutely is decimating your testosterone levels. Sounds crazy, right? Well, our friends over at V-Shred have uncovered this testosterone killer, and they are blowing the lid off of this conspiracy. Want to know what it is? Head to sculptnation.com/NNN. Now, your muscles will thank you later. Okay, so we got some high drama in Washington, D.C., going down to Florida. Andre Nuta. You see this picture here? Jack Posobiec. He says there was a physical altercation between Jill and Kamala staffers in the White House. A physical altercation. After Joe's press room last week began with the accusations the Bidens were undermining Kamala deliberately. That is according to a White House official. There's trouble in paradise, my friends. So Andre Nuta was responding to Charlie Kirk. We now know the backstory to this. Jill is going crazy in the background, knowing that they screwed Joe. They are definitely stepping on Kamala. Jill and Joe are voting Trump. You can feel it. That's what Andre says. Now, I don't think that Joe and Jill are going to jump ship and vote for Trump, but if there's this kind of trouble going on in the White House, we have some evidence to corroborate this. The memes are flying, of course. This one is quite beautiful. Stop doing press conferences when I'm on television. And there's old Joe. Let's go, Brandon. Right? Famous meme. You know the meme. You know the memes. Amuse, bringing it up. It's very clear there's a war going on in the White House and in the Democrat Party over Biden's legacy and Kamala's coup. And he reiterates what Jack Posobiec has just posted. Amuse also stating Biden undercutting Kamala Harris claims that DeSantis isn't being responsive and is playing politics with the disasters. Biden basically calls his vice president a liar. Now we're going to play you all the back and forth between Kamala and DeSantis. But here is Biden responding to reporters, trying to get him to attack Florida Governor Ron DeSantis with false claims he's being political about Milton and not chatting with Vice President Harris. Listen in.
To North. The governor of Florida has been cooperative. He said he's gotten all that he needs. I talked to him again yesterday, and I said, no, you're doing a great job. It's all being done well. We thank you for it. And I literally gave my personal phone number to call. So I don't know. There was a rough start in some places, but every governor from Florida to North Carolina has been fully cooperative and supportive and acknowledged what this team is doing. And they're doing an incredible job. But we got a lot more to do.
I wonder if Governor DeSantis saved that number as what is Hunter's name for old Joe? Pedo Pete or something like that. Anyway, yeah, so there you have Joe Biden declaring he's in contact with the governor of Florida. Everything's going well. They got a good relationship. Now, all that was happening while Kamala Harris went on The View to sit at the with all the hens and the clucks. What do they call that? A hen house, right? Okay. Oh, so Biden undercutting Kamala Harris. This is all happening while she's on The View. So this is like all the juicy inside gossip inside the White House. Lemieux is bringing up President Biden reportedly very angry at Kamala Harris and her campaign for running against his legacy. He's taking the turn-the-page messaging as a repudiation of his amazing presidency. Watch in the coming days how Biden behaves, and you will begin to notice the rift. Battle Royale. White House split over protecting Biden's legacy and electing Harris. Trouble in paradise. Now here it is. Kamala blasting DeSantis and lying about calling him ahead of Hurricane Milton. Biden just said he spoke to DeSantis. The governor's doing a great job. Just imagine the infighting going on between these two in the White House behind the scenes. So here is Kamala Harris.
Leader says they're going to put
President Governor DeSantis, NBC is reporting Governor DeSantis is ignoring your calls on hurricanes, resources, and help. How does that hurt the situation here?
You know, moments of crisis, if nothing else, should really be the moment that anyone who calls themselves a leader says they're going to put politics aside and put the people first. People are in desperate need of support right now, and playing political games with this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is just utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish, and it is about political gamesmanship instead of doing the job that you took an oath to do, which is to put the people first.
Wow. That was a rare moment. She actually approached the cameras and she took the opportunity to slam DeSantis. And we just played you the clip of Joe Biden saying everything's fine. Doing a great job. See, they're contradicting each other. Their messaging is off. They're not singing from the same song sheet as Joe Biden said the other day. Dinesh D'Souza pointing out that DeSantis is on the receiving ends of attacks for supposedly ignoring Kamala's phone calls. She's delusional.
People of Florida, we've been laser focused on leveraging all resources available, including from the federal government. And I've been in touch with both FEMA and the president, as well as marshaling all our state agencies and working to support our local communities. And so for Kamala Harris to try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish is her trying to blunder into this. No. And here's the thing. She has no role. No, she has no role in this process. I'm in contact with the president of the United States. I'm in contact with FEMA director. I'm obviously managing all our state agencies. We're supporting all our local government. And I will say this. I've had storms under both President Trump and President Biden, and I've worked well with both of them. She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm, and she's doing that just because of her campaign. She's trying to get some type of an edge. She knows she's doing poorly, and so she's playing these political games. I don't have time for political games. I've got people whose lives are on the line. I've got people whose homes and their possessions are on the line, and we are focused 100% on that mission. I'm not worried about playing her political games. And so she is being selfish by trying to blunder into this when we're working just fine.
Yeah, they are. Biden confirmed it. Man, trouble in paradise. Yes, Steve says he loves how DeSantis puts Kamala Harris in her place about Hurricane Milton. Let's see.
Is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has.
Yeah. Fox News even doing a story on it. Hold the phone. VP Harris took aim at DeSantis for reportedly not taking her calls as a second monster hurricane eyes Florida. The governor, however, said he was unaware she called and accused her of politicizing the storm. And on The View, here we go. This is at the same time as Joe Biden one-upped her with that press conference, and she decided to attack DeSantis again.
Now, he said this morning, you've never called regarding any of the storms Florida has had since you've been vice president until apparently now, and called it political. What's your response to that?
Well, first of all, I have called and talked with, in the course of this crisis, this most recent crisis, Democrat and Republican governors. Called, taken the call, answered the call, had a conversation. So, obviously, this is not an issue that is about partisanship or politics for certain leaders, but maybe is for others.
Mm-hmm. Now, he said
pemmican. It's arguably the greatest survival food
this morning, you've never...
Gotta love it when those videos just try to roll up on you here. Yeah, so she's made the calls. Apparently she's had those calls with Republicans and Democrats, using all her hands, making her feel all important. Here's that shot of the hurricane that's barreling down. International Space Station orbiting above Hurricane Milton as it's re-intensifying over the southern Gulf of Mexico. So here it is. Charlie Kirk pointing this out. This is the second time this week that Joe Biden counter-programmed Kamala Harris while she was on The View, contradicting Harris by saying that Governor DeSantis has been cooperative and doing a great job. As Kamala blames DeSantis of playing political games. But remember, she's the one that's politicizing this thing. As trouble continues to brew in the White House between Jill and Kamala staffers having a physical altercation. Not sure where this is going to go, but let's keep track of it, because I can only imagine that the rift is going to get wider as Kamala Harris continues to say, we're going to turn the page. Turn the page on what? Turn the page on the Biden administration? We can't, as Walls says, we can't have 4 more years of this, right? So there you have it, folks. Kamala Harris, the woman who wants to be your next president, can't even handle a phone call with the governor. Meanwhile, DeSantis is out there actually leading his state through a crisis. So it begs the question, is this the very best the Democrat Party has to offer? Or is there something more going on behind the scenes? What do you think, America? Is Kamala Harris a leader in waiting or a disaster in the making? Drop a comment. Let us know.